Hey everyone, welcome back to Netcode-Hub channel. I am Frederick as usual and I'm very happy to meet you today. In this video, we are going to look at how to create product categories and now establish model relationship in our Blazor WebAssembly e-commerce app, to be precise, online phone shop. Before I jump right into this, please make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and also, have you seen that bell beneath the video? Click on it so you never miss out any of our upcoming content. Also, if you enjoy what you're going to see today, then please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps this channel grow. Thanks to all those who have been buying me coffee to support this channel. If you want to do so, I am very grateful, and thank you in advance for doing that. If you want to have the link, please check the video description. And the link is over there. You can just buy me a hot coffee and I will love you so much. Okay, so stick around to the end of this, because trust me, it is something that you never want to miss this. You know, I do offer training sessions for those who are interested in Blazor and .NET technologies. Talking about Blazor WebAssembly, Blazor Server, .NET Mari, Blazor Hybrid, Web Service, and etc. So if you're interested, check the description as well. I have an email there. You can write me through it. What is the objective of this? At the end of watching this video, I am sure you have to be able to create a product category, and I'll link them or establish a relationship and do it. Once you're doing this, we are also going to learn something new, that is a code optimization. At times when you need to reuse a code, what we're going to do here is we can create a DI, that is dependency injection, or we can put it in a static class so we can be using it off and on anywhere. Okay, so we're going to also be doing that in this video. All right, so this is what we did in the last video, and as you can see, we have our display here and we have this featured product, but we have an error here. As you can see, we need a license key from Syncfusion. So if you don't know how to claim free license key, please check the video description. I'll put the link over there. I have a video done on that, so you can just watch it and also get your free license key. I have one already, so I'm going to go offline. I'll just copy and paste it. I'll run it again, and you're going to see this is going to go off. You can see what we have on top there. All right, so as you can see from the top here, you see that we do not have that notification again from Syncfusion because I have put in the license key. Okay, so that is it. Now in subsequent videos that, or the previous video that we have done, we're able to design this carousel for the interface, and this is a featured product that we can use the escape and tick to get this. Now what we're going to do next here is we're going to design a product list. So a product list in relation with categories. So if I click on the category, so let's say I'm designing for a mobile phone. If I click on maybe Apple font, I must get only Apple font. If I click on Samsung, I must get only Samsung fonts. And I believe you're also going to do same. All right, so I'm going to close this and quickly let's get into our Visual Studio and let's start something. Now in our last video that we did, you and I, we did together, we created one general interface that we inherit from the client side and also from the server side. Now, you know, when you talk about the e-commerce, it is a broad topic that we have to create separate models, interfaces, and the implementation class for each. Maybe when you're creating a small app, maybe like a blog or something else, you can be using this technique. Okay, but for now, we're going to optimize it. So instead of creating or depending on one interface for the server and now the client, what we're going to do here is we're going to create separate interfaces for each. Okay, now this is what we're going to do first. We go to our server side. Now in our server side, you see we have our repository, and that is the interface definition. And now when you go to the shared library, you see we have this contract, and that is what contains the general interface for product. Now with this, we want this to get limited or limit to only the server, because the server is going to use this. We're going to create same for the client. But the reason why I am saying that is, when you have your application, you don't need to be calling the API for retrieving data all the time. when the application launches or it gets ready and you retrieve the data for the first time, there must be a way to keep that data in order not to call the API again, unless maybe a delete or an update method has been erased or has been called. If not, data which has been received from the API must be kept and it must be utilized in the whole application. And that is the kind of techniques we want to implement in this. When we have our product categories and our product list, we don't want to be calling the product API all the time to get the list whilst we've had the list already. What we do here is, the first time that you receive the list, we want to cache it, store it somewhere, so that you can just manipulate the whole application with the list that you have cached. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. And you know, that needs a little bit of code to add. And that's the reason why I am separating this interface from the service. Okay. So with this, having this understanding, thank you. And now let's see. So I'm going to move this. Let's move this iProduct. So move yours to this repository. Okay. So you're going to see, you're going to have this iProduct. You're going to have this product repository. But as soon as you move, you must change the namespace. So let's grab the namespace for this. That's the interface. No, that's the implementation class. And I go to the interface. And I insert the contract and then library, just put in this repository. That's the namespace. It still remains the same. Nothing is changed. Still the same, just that you've changed the location. That is all. So this interface, it is no more public. It is just limited to the API only. Now, let's come back to the contract. So once we are in here, we want to also move this to the client, because here, the service that you're going to create here is going to be used by only the client. That is a WebAssembly. So we don't want to put in something that is limited to the client into the shared project that the server can have access to without necessary needful for that. Okay. So we're going to move it. Now here, let's go to the client, and that is the Blazor WebAssembly app. So that is the client one. And we see from the service that we have here, let's also move a copy of this iProduct to the service. You see? And now we can now delete this contract folder. So as you did for the interface for this server, we must do same. So let's click on the client service. Let's grab the namespace in here. Let's go to the interface and now change the namespace. If you're unable to do this, please pause the video and roll back. And I'm trying to do it, okay? It is not something difficult. You can do it yourself. And I trust you, you can do that. Okay, so let's move on if you are done with this. Now we have our interface, but we have the same interface appearing twice from the server and on the client. So in order not to contradict ourselves, what we're going to do here is we're going to give it another name. Let's rename this. So maybe since it's going to be a service, I would like to put it as an iProduct service. So iProduct service. And I believe this will be suitable for yours too. Or you can also give it any name of your choice. As usual, you can even add your name to it if you want to do that. Okay. So let's change this to iProduct service. So we have an interface and we have a client service. But when it comes to the client service, you can see this inheriting from this iProduct. So definitely, you know what we're going to do, right? What we're going to do, just here, service, and that is it. Let's remove this folder or this namespace because it is no more available. Now save it. It is the same. Okay, nothing changes. The same. Okay, so that is the first thing that we have to do. The second thing that we're going to focus on here is creating our category model. So let's go to this models folder in the library, and I right click on the models. Let's create one more class, and it's going to be category. Now in this, you may decide to add more properties to this. But for the purpose of this video and making things simple for you and others, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pass in only 2 properties. Only 2, okay? So the first one is going to be the ID. As you know, in EF Core, when trying to apply migration in database, then we must have an ID as a primary key. So we have an ID. We are not going to concentrate much on the ID. What we need here is going to be the next one here. Then that's going to be the string, and here it is what? Category name. So in naming conventions, you have the category already. So do not say category name. Don't write category name. Just pass in only name, because you know that this category is a model and it has properties as name. That is it. Okay. So short names. It's fine. It's fine. So don't use long ones. Okay. So now we have this set. We have to establish the relationship. Now let's say here is going to be a relationship, and now you want to have this one category may have a list of products. Okay, one category may have a list of products. So what do you think would be the name for this, or the type of this relationship? I believe you've got it, right? That is a one-to-many. Okay, so let's establish our relationship. So we're going to say this is a list of, then let's pass in the model that you want to create a relationship with. And now we're going to say it is products. Now let's make this as nullable, so that when we are inserting data into this category, it doesn't stress on to pass or to provide values for this product. So we can decide to skip this and it must work. Okay, so that's a relationship. And now let me specify this as one-to-many. I believe this is simple and clear to you, right? So one-to-many, I believe you know what it means. Let me add the O for you. Okay, so now let's do the same to the product. Now once we have this one-to-many, meaning the product is going to be what? Many-to-one, isn't it? So let's check down here, and here let's say our relationship again. And this is going to be many-to-one. Why are we having many-to-one? Many of these products are going to have one category, and that is all. So we're going to have, maybe we're talking about Apple iPhones, you have iPhone, you have 12, 11, 10, and etc. All is going to have access to one category as Apple phones. So that's the category, and these are the products. So many-to-one, and that's going to be for this. Now let's have our property, and in here we're going to say it is a category. We have to also set this as nullable, and we're going to set this category. And in here, we're going to specify the relationship property, and it's going to be int. I'm going to say category ID. This is all the relationship that we need. Okay, one-to-many, many-to-one. That's all we need. I believe you've understood this, isn't it? Thank you. Let's move on. You know, after doing this, you know, our EF or our migration has been updated, and we need to reapply it. So it can also create the same relationship using a foreign key and etc. So let's do that. Before we do that, let's build this project first. All right, so you can see we have a lot of errors to fix, and it's about the contract folder that we deleted. So it means you have to get rid of all of these from the following section. So let's do it. And when you check this, supposed to be I product, this is coming in from, let's check it out. So it is coming from, let's first check the client's program.cs file. And instead of this product, it's supposed to be product.service, because you are making a reference to the client service. And also let's check the controller service, that's an API or the server service, program.ts file. And now in here, it must be I product, and that is it. Okay, but we have to remove this. Also, control period, we can remove unnecessary usings or namespaces. Okay, let's go back again and now check the next thing that we can do. So it is here, right? It is, we have to also correct this. This is coming from the product service. So this is coming from our controller. So this is going to be a product, and we have to include the namespace in here. And I remove this contract folder. So pause the video and do all these cleanup, and we can now move on. Or you follow me, do mine as you also do yours. Okay, you do mine. I do mine, you do yours. So let's say aside from that, you can also check again which is left. All right, this is solved. Controller, they are all solved. Now let's try it again and see if it's going to work. All right, so mine is done. Is yours also done? Good job. Now let's see. So we are going there to perform migration. But you know, when you establish a relationship and you want to reapply migration, I suggest it's better that we clear up the table itself, so we don't have any error in that. So we go back, you see this migration folder, let's remove it. And in our SQL Server object, what is even the name of this database? We say it is demo shop. So you go back to SQL Server objects. If you're not finding yours, go to view and you're going to find this there. Now in our server, that's our desktop, GT8. Now you can see from the database, we're going to have this as what? Demo shop. And I'm going to clean this. Or let me just remove this. So delete. Close existing connection, click on OK, and it's going to delete that database and all records in it. So we're going to now create a new migration. So click on Package Manager Console, and first of all, add migration. And I'll give it a name. I normally use first. This is done. So we're going to we're going to perform a database update. So let's update it. I'm going to say that update database, very simple one. Yes, and this is also done. So now when we check our table, if I refresh the database, we must see our new database table added, demo shop DB. Now if I click on tables, I might see two tables now. No, it's still going to be one because we did not add a category table. Yes, I knew. You saw it, right? And you didn't tell me. Okay, so we have a category table in here. Let's see, but did we actually add? Let's go to solution. Let's check our AppDB context class, and the server project, go to the data AppDB context, and we did not, but we still have the table added. Well, maybe it's from the EFA that we are using. That's the new one. So category, and now let's say this categories. Now, the name of our database that we created in the app.setting.json here, if I may find it, what is the database name that we use? And if I check this, it is demo shop DB. Now, if you check this, demo shop DB, okay, so we have the same table and categories. Let's see what we have. If I click on open data or view data, we have this ID and now the name. And now when we also check our product, we also have same. We have the category ID set over here, and that is a relationship. Okay, now we have this set, but I think we have this table added at the AppDB context, so I believe we have to do it again. Now let's see if this will work. So add migration, update table. Okay, so we have the sets, so new name, categories, yes. So you can see it defaultly created the name for us, but we want to specify it our own name, create a foreign key, and that's what, as you can see. Let's make this work. So we say update, then database. So you know, one good thing about this EF core 8 here, it is the EF core 8 is, even if you decide not to add the table reference in the context class, it still got you covered. As you can see, we had that and now we have it. So that's fine, but we want to do it in our own way. So let's close this up, and now we have this set. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to create our interface for product and also for the category. You know, we could have created one generic interface which we can inherit from the service, both the product and the category. But in order to make this simple and clear to you guys, I decided to use only separate interfaces and implementation classes. Okay, let's focus on that. If you know how to create the generic, that is fine. You can also implement it. Maybe remind me in the next video, we're going to learn how to use this generic interfaces or generic repository in application. The next project we're going to learn how to integrate that. But for now, let's create a separate interfaces and implementation class for each. Okay, so this, this is outmoded because we have the C# version 12. That's the primary constructor. So we can use primary constructor instead of this to make it one line, very simple one. Okay. Now, maybe you don't know what a primary constructor is. What primary constructor here is a new one implemented in C# version of 12. And what it does is, these models here, or this class is going to be used or going to be available in the whole application, in the whole model, this class. So you can decide to put it on top here to make it available or accessible in the whole application. So that is it. So all classes that you want to make it available in this, put it in this constructor section, and off you go. That is a new improvement. And it is also a good optimization for code, making it readable and also simple to read as well. All right, so let's see the next thing to do. Let's go to solution. Now in the repo, we're going to create in our API. So let me close the client section first. Now in the data folder, not the data folder, close it up, come to the repository. And in here, we are going to create one interface. And even you can make a copy of this. We have this iProduct, so copy and paste. That is the best way to work fast. Copy and paste. Okay, so fast working mode activated. And now here we're going to say I category. So I category, and it's going to have the same thing. So I category. I know there's an interface, as you can see from it's an interface. And now here, instead of this product, it is what category. So take note, we have to make these modifications, and now we can move on. For the response, it is the same. We can grab a list of this category. And now here we need not to pass in any parameter, and let's change this to get all categories. Okay, so categories, I believe so. That's fine. So we have this set. The next thing we're going to do here is we have an interface. We have to create an implementation class, but we want to create one class for all. So although we have this I category here, when you go to the repository, we have this product repository. Let's create also a repository for this. When we get to the client section, then we can inherit from one class for all the interfaces. So right click on this. Maybe we can just copy and paste this, isn't it? So copy and paste it. The best way to work fast is to copy and paste. And I'm going to say this is going to be I, not I anymore. It's going to be a category repository. The reason why we say this repository here, it contains a definition for a specific method. So category, am I spelling it wrongly? Yeah, category. Okay, so that is it. Now this has to inherit from not I product, rather I category. Take note. So we make this change here, and we still inherit from the AppDB context, and from this we can copy this. Supposed to be category repository like this. You paste it. We can copy of this, and I believe that's all. All right. We have our AppDB context class injected into the primary constructor, as I've explained earlier on. And here, instead of add product, it's going to be what? So pause the video and try to correct these things so we can move on. So I product, I category, that's going to be add category, right? And we're going to have a category model. If the model is null, then return this. The same thing, right? And now here, check name, you can check model name as well. But in case it is not, everything is working, then we say categories.add model and commit it, save it, return. Instead of product, we say category saved. Very simple and clear. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is the same thing as getting the list of this category and get all categories, not product anymore. So we're going to say yes, we have it set, and there's this interface method does not contain any parameter, so we have to get rid of them. And if featured, no, we don't want to return it in the feature. We are not checking anything. What we're doing here is we want to return this with a category list. Category list, return it. to a list or creating a list form and a return. So you can put it in one line. And this, I think, since it's just one line of code, we can use this lambda expression. Okay, so it's also another way to make code clean and readable too. Very simple as well. So we have this, and it is returning this category.toList. Fantastic, we are done. Now here it is a check name, so it's taking up the category name. Now check from this categories. So appdb context dot categories. I'm not getting this. Let's see. I'm going to say here category. And now let's say it seems like we are missing one closing, or we are having multiple one. I think so. Let's see, yeah, we are having multiple one. Control D. Let's see what we have. So we have this. We have to remove that. Yes. Problem solved. One needs to be added to get it closed. Control KD. Formatted well or saved. So dot categories, and you can see we have the pop-up, and on the first or default, so you can see we are checking up the name, and we check if it's equal to this name. You want to check and say that is that category being added already, or it is a new guy coming in. If it's a new guy, then return null. Okay, if it is not, return product already exists. And if you return this, it means that it's not going to be added to the database table. So return category is null. It's a question mark. If yes, return this. If no, then return product exists. Exist, not exist. All right, so we have this set, and that is all that we need to do. So here, okay, so we have an error here. Let's check it out. Category, and we have the tags. What are we doing wrong here? It is saying that to implement this add product, and it needs this product. Add category, add category. The service tag of add category. We have this list of category. Check name is a private method. Save is a private method. Okay, so let's check this I category, and I can see, let's see which one is talking about. Add product, get all categories. Maybe that might be the issue. Get all categories, and still okay. So Control K. Let's implement this. Tag service dot add products. Oh, so it's supposed to be add category. Let's check this. So not add product, add category. I believe you saw it, right? Thank you for doing it before seeing it. Okay, now we have this, and I believe this is simple and clear, right? Okay, so if you're not understanding this, then maybe it's come from the base. Please check I think the episode 1 or 2 where we started with this. I explained them, and because we are making a duplicate of this, and I'll change the value. So I believe it's clear. Yeah. So let's save this, and we can now close it. So we have our interface. What we need to do next is let's create a DI between the interface and the implementation. So go to the program. That's going to be the server or the API program, and we can make a duplicate of this. And now instead of the I products, say what? Do it yourself. So I category, and now this is going to be a category repository. I believe you are done. That's fine. So we have our class created and injected. What are you going to do next? You're going to create our controller to handle this, okay, to create our endpoint to handle that. So, when we go to the solution and I will check this controllers folder, we have products here. So the same thing, the fast way to do is to make a copy. So let's copy this, and I'm going to say, so it's category controller. And now with this category controller, we can just copy this name and I replace it with this. We have our I category instead, not product. And I will say category service. Okay, so we grab this service, and now here get all we're going to have access to, we can put this in the next line, then get all categories, then we return okay with it. The same thing applies to the post to add category. And now this is going to be category and then the model. And we check if it is null, return this. But in case it is not, then here we go in for category service dot add category. And that is all. Our controller is set and done. Let's run this application and I'll see if the API is working, so we can try in some category data, fill it, and now check it up and see if it is working as you and I expect it to work. So what you see here, it is a UI for the client. Now we are not done with the UI, so we want to navigate you there. The other one, that is an API. So we're going for the Swagger. And there you go. We have our Swagger available. You can see we have our category endpoint in here. Now if I click on get key work, you see we have this property that we did not removed. So let's quickly, I hope you've done yours, but I did not do mine. So let me remove mine. Okay, so I am done. Now let's see it again in case it will not be available now, in case it gets refreshed. But no, I'm not sure hot reload is working. So let me do it myself. So let's see. Now I'm going to navigate to the Swagger again. And now let's see. Yeah, I have it now. Now get category. And if I click on get it, I must have no, right? Did you get yours? Yes. Did you see this? Did you get the same thing as I'm getting here? Then good job. It means you're on the right path. So let's close this and now let's try to add one category and see. Good. So you can see from here that we have, since we created a relationship between the category list and now the product list, definitely is going to combine this as a model in order for us to provide data for it. Whenever you want to call, we want to post data to the table. But we can skip this. No reason why. We can skip this product model properties. The reason of being skipping this is when we check when we were establishing the relationship, go back and let me show you one thing. When you go to the category, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so let's go back again and check it out. Solution, then check this category model. You know that we added this nullable. That is the reason why you can do that with it. In case we remove this, let's see what happens. So let's say this is off now. Okay, this is off. And let's see. So let's see, maybe we have a suggestion to make. Okay, so we have this set, right? Let's save this. Let's rebuild this. And if we try to provide a category, only category name without providing the products, a list of products, let's see the error that you're going to have. And after doing that, you come back and put that question mark there, making it as nullable. And we're going to also run it again and then try to provide data. And I will check that one out and see what will happen. So you know what to do. The next time that you want to start a relationship, you don't forget to add that question mark. It was very important. Now let's check our Swagger. So let's add category. So I'm going to clear all this code because you are not adding products. You only want to add category. So let's clear this, starting from where we have this list, this array list into this. Make sure you move this, the trailing comma. And now let's say there's an Apple font. Do I say iFont? Apple font to be okay. Let's grab this. We're going to be pasting it again. If I click on execute, let's see what happens. Okay. See what happened? It's telling us that the product field is required. That is a module that it is questioned for. The product, you can see it is a list. As you can see here, it is a list. So it means that you cannot add a product, only product name. You must provide a list. But this time I don't want to provide the list because that is not the right time to add or the right place to add product, isn't it? It is. So then you want to find a way to skip it. And you can do that by putting on that Mr. Question mark. So put on that here. Save this. And you know what you're going to do? Right, let's rerun this application again. And now we're going to check and see if you're going to have the same suggestion or the same error code, or this time around it's going to work. Okay, so let's navigate, and in here /swagger. Okay, it's even there. Now let's check it up. I copied, right? Did you also copy yours? So there's no time to waste, right? So don't let us waste time. I'm going to paste this, and let's click on execute. Whoa, let's see. That's fine. That's it. So you can see we have category saved. Now let's go back to the category, get category, and I click on try it out, click on execute, and I see what we have. Oh, we have one data in it, and there's a one record. Now you can see from here that we have this product as null. Yes, we want it to maintain null, okay? Because we want this to get in connection with the category, and that's what we want to do. So let's maintain this. Okay, so maybe add a lot of categories here. But I think we spent like 33 minutes now, and going to consuming this endpoint into our Blazor WebAssembly is going to take about 1 hour. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause here. Okay, I'm going to give a break. Now taking some water, and I'll come back and watch the part 5. And that's going to be consuming this category in the Blazor WebAssembly component. Is it component? Project. Alright, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching this, and I believe this is clear. If you couldn't guess some point, please put it at the comment section, and I'll have time to explain this better to you. Alright, and I'm going to catch you up in the next video.